Hey guys, I'm Pace Cervantes, new in Nashville. I'm here with Hudson Westbrook. How you doing? You're in your car, so you're like moving and grooving, huh?
Yeah, I'm in the car. I just went and ate lunch, so I hopped out. Decided to do the interview right now. I was like, I don't need to be at home. I'll just be real. I'll be
No,
in the
I love
car.
that. I love that, dude.
It's
So
all right.
Hudson,
Hey, the car's a lot better. The car's a lot better than the bus.
yeah, no, that's very true. Last year you got like a huge break on TikTok, right? Like, how did that surprise you when you
Yeah.
blew up on TikTok last year?
Yeah, the weird thing is that ever since I kind of started country music, like I'd written a few songs before and I decided to post them. I had no like I was going to college, I was ready to get my degree, I was ready to like live the average 9 to 5 life and do the thing and then I woke up and I was like, I want to try this song. I just wrote this song last night. I got a few buddies down the road that know how to play electric guitar, so I called all of them and I said, "Hey, do y'all want to go make a song?" So I drove down the road into like Anton area, Slayton area, in Lubbock, middle of nowhere, but and then we went and recorded the song and I posted it and it ended up doing super well. So no, that was like not really the goal or not anything I expected, but I mean the second that it happened, I bought a van, I bought a trailer, I got on the road and I think it helped with TikTok, but then we like made sure that opportunity didn't run. Like I started writing. I was like, cool, we did it once. Like I'm not just gonna sit here and post this. I was like, I gotta like write the next big thing and buy a van and buy a trailer and get into real people's eyes. Like I gotta be out there. And so yeah, it was a crazy deal and like it wasn't planned at all and I'd never had songwriting lessons. I had never played a guitar other than 3 years, and it all just took off. So it's been really cool to see. But I guess the best things happen on accident.
Yeah, no, absolutely, dude. Especially like when you, if it wasn't like prepped for, then what that means is you're writing your music from the heart, right?
Yeah, it was like everyone's like, so then how'd you know how to write a song? And I was like, I genuinely just sat down and played some chords and wrote some lyrics to it, and I didn't know what a hook was, or I didn't know what a bridge was, or I didn't know what a second verse or like a solo is. Like I didn't know what any of that was at the moment. And yeah, I know what that is now though. I've definitely learned.
Dude, I love that. And now,
It's
now, from
definitely
what I
important.
understand, is it true that your band is made up of all guys from your church?
Yeah, so it was all dudes that were at the Lubbock church. I'd gone to it a few times, but they were all players there, sound guys, etc. from the Lubbock church.
Dude,
Which
that's
is
cool.
super important because like a lot of times you're on the road, you have a group of people who aren't, church based or a group of people that are so caught up in the road that they lose themselves, and or like older band members that have been touring for 50 years and they're tired of it. But like my band just started and they've been playing in the church, and if you can play church music, you can play country music, I think. So
Yeah, I mean, they're both actually. Now that I think about it, you're right. They both have so many things similar, especially when it comes to faith.
hmm
So that probably just made it like a natural, like
hmm
streamless process for you.
yeah, I mean they if you're gonna do country music as someone that plays at the church, it fits a lot better than if you were to do like rap music. I wouldn't ask them to join a rap band, but it felt right. It felt right to have them come along. So,
Oh, that's true.
but
Um,
and mom
oh,
loves it. So.
oh, I love that. Is it true
Yeah.
you've been opening for Parker McCollum this summer, right?
Yeah, so we haven't opened for him yet, but we have a date at Red Rocks, and then we play Montana, Michigan, Pennsylvania. We have those 4 or 5 dates. Yeah, and then
Are
yeah, I think that's really it. I think we're doing 2 slots away. We're doing that for we're doing one of 3 slots, and then we're direct support for 3 of them. So it'll be
okay.
super good.
So is Parker McCollum someone that you've looked up to that
Yeah.
you're like, holy crap, this is I can't believe I'm opening for him. I can't believe, I'm in this the same league as him, really.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've like looked up now and been kind of it's kind of confusing, you know. Like you look up and you see Parker McCollum that you listened to as a kid, and like Flatland Cavalry, and even, I mean, just the venues that we're playing now that all these people went back and played, you know, or like all the people back in the day played that I look up to. Small rooms, you know, like they're getting bigger and they're getting bigger, and the listeners are getting higher, and the music is pouring out, and it is a really weird feeling to be like, hey, we're going out with Parker McCollum. I used to listen to his music back in the day, and now we're opening for him, and he's been doing this for 10 years, and I've been doing it for a year and 3 months. You know, that is a really weird feeling. And but we got to get there. We got to get where he is. So we're not done yet.
Would you say that you are you a lot of your like music was inspired by him? Because you say you listened to him as a kid. Would you say any of it was inspired by him, or was it other
Yeah,
people?
I listened to him as a kid, but I mean, my music was really inspired. Like my music's really inspired by. It's kind of like I love listening to Leon Bridges. I love listening to at the same time Jack Johnson, and I love listening to George Strait, and I love listening to, I mean, John Party. Like it's a mix of so many different genres. Like I never grew up really listening to country with my mom, but I grew up listening to country with my dad. But like I thank my mom every day because I would have never gone to Palm Springs, California, and watched Jack Johnson play barefooted and been exposed to that environment prior to my career because, like, I don't know. I just think I take like melodies and little things like that, little characteristics from all those artists. John Mayer, I mean, Jack Johnson, The Surfaces. I listen to them a ton too. You know, like I think it's kind of like a modern country thing. And
Yeah.
sometimes modern is 70s nowadays in country. It's a really weird world, but
No, that's very true. And I know your album actually, just dropped recently. Tech Forever. Would you say
yeah.
what would you say like was the biggest inspiration for that album?
Yeah, I think the biggest inspiration for that album was more about like taking it back to home. And within a year, I can't like ignore the fact that everything has shot up. You know, everything's gotten so big, and everything's gotten. Um, I mean, I haven't really seen that situation like very much, like my situation of where you're a college kid, and in a year you're headlining a 7,500 cap on July 4th, in less than a year actually. And so it's a really weird thing, and I can't ignore that fact. So I decided to name the album Texas Forever because Texas will always mean something super special to me. Um, and no matter what happens after this, like this one's for Texas, and after this we're gonna go for all the marbles down in, I don't know where my music's gonna go, but for right now it's sitting in Texas. Like it was very Texas based album, a lot of fiddle, a lot of electric. I almost named it Darlin', but that's not very, it's not very unique. There's a lot of darlings in the country world, so I feel like Texas Forever has never been done, and it'll always be a part of me. So no matter how big things get, or how big I got in a year, like I just want all my friends, like all my family, everyone to know that I'll always come back to Texas.
I mean, Texas may be where you are now, but I mean, you also just played the Grand Ole Opry. Was that like a lifelong dream that you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, that was. I mean, Texas is Texas is home, but the goal is to make it way further than Texas, and and playing the Grand Ole Opry. I remember we were at CMA Fest, and my buddy came up, Austin Snell, and he said, "Hey, I got something to tell you." And I was like, "Stop! Why are you hyping me up on this stage? Like, why are you telling me all these things?" And he was like, "Hudson's a hard worker," and I was like, "Well, all artists work hard, whatever." Tell him the story, and he said, "But you have a invitation to the Grand Ole Opry." And I remember going back to play the Grand Ole Opry, like kind of play the little intro thing that you have to play for them, and I was so nervous. And they were like, "Well, we already made the decision before you even walked in the door that you were probably going to come onto the stage." And so, no, just step foot in that circle, especially. I mean, that's where country music originated. Like, that's where not in that exact place, but it all started with the barn, like with the barn parties, and then um, it moved to that other venue I forgot, very important venue, and then it turned into the Grand Ole Opry, and so to step foot in that circle as long like as well with so many artists that are so, I don't know, it's like a feeling that I don't think I'll be able to grasp until after I do it.
Dude, that's amazing.
I've already done
I
it.
love that. I love that for you. What I mean, because
Mm,
you're hella busy. So you've got the new album just dropped, doing
yeah.
Grand Ole Opry. You're touring with Parker McCollum. When and I like to kind of touch on mental health, especially for guys like you, where you're so busy and a lot of people look up to you. What do you do, whether it be
Mhm.
in between the times or on the road? What do you do to kind of keep your mental health in check to make sure you stay sane?
Yeah, I think like the number one thing any artist can do is to, number one, like stay in touch with, this is for anyone in general, like stay in touch with your family and friends first of all. Second of all, you have to spend time alone. If you're always with someone 24/7, then you're going to be pouring your time into them, and you never have time to work on yourself. And so once you go out and you go out in front of all these people, you're just pouring into them again. And if you keep pouring, you're going to run out.
Mm.
And so I think the most important thing is like alone time and giving artists time to think in their own head, and giving people time to think in their own head, because I think a lot of people are so influenced by the people around them and what they think about them, and being enough for someone else and letting them down, or anything that might happen. Like if you don't spend time alone, then you're never going to have clarity in your head to be ready to put it on again, and go out there and play. And it's not that any artist doesn't care, it's just that artists want to treat their fans right every night, and it gets hard if they're not treating themselves right, on the back end. So whether it's a guy or a woman, or no matter what it is, alone time is extremely important for anybody that's in any position with, a lot of, it's emotionally taxing. That's what's hard about
Yeah.
artistry. You're emotionally attached to it, and
Yeah.
and so yeah, I think alone time and making sure you are attached with your emotions, and you're not getting angry. But
Yeah. Man, I hear that. Thank you so much. And thank you for touching on that. And I hope,
yeah,
honestly, I hope, obviously it helps you, and I hope someone else like listens to it and can
yeah,
take that advice and that helps them as well. Hudson Westbrook, man, thank you so much for coming on New in
yeah.
Nashville with us. I'm so excited to see. I feel like you're going to blow up. I feel like this summer is just the beginning for you. So I can't wait to talk to you again, man.
Thank you, man.